Good morning, everybody. Why don't we go ahead and get started? Everybody, welcome to Royal School and welcome to the Hindley Homes and Royal project groundbreaking. I guess since we're at Royal, we get to have the Royal mascot up here. That's the advantage of playing a home game, I guess, for Royal. Apologies to the other schools, they didn't get the memo to bring their mascots. My name's Chris Price. I am the co-chair, together with Jill McCammon, of the Hindley Homes and Royal Building Committee, and want to again welcome you all to this special day. We have a beautiful day, thankfully, for our official groundbreaking for the 3-school renovation project. We have a number of members of our building committee here with us today. Jamison Riley's here, Jill McCammon's here, Sarah Newman is here. We have a number of members of town government, primarily our first selectman, John Zagrodzky, is here. Thank you, John, for coming out for this. Alan Adley, our superintendent of schools, is here with us. Kevin Monret, director of facilities, and Kevin's right-hand man, Nestor, is here as well. Thank you. And I would note just all the folks that are on the building committee and the members of the Board of Selectmen, Board of Finance that are here are all volunteers. So a special thank you to all of those folks. Also here today, very importantly, we have members of our design team and our construction management team from KG&D Architects and from the O&G AP joint venture, who is our construction manager. So thank you all for coming here. Those are the guys who are really making this happen. There's one member of our committee who's not here, who I want to take a moment to recognize. That is our good friend, Dave Martin, who passed away suddenly about a week and a half ago. I only knew Dave for 2 years. I knew him when our committee was first stood up. I got to meet him as the representative from the Board of Finance on our committee. Dave has been a volunteer in a number of capacities in town. Board of Finance, Board of Selectmen. A lot of people have known Dave for a lot longer than I have. And people have noted in social media posts and on official dispatches about Dave's importance to the town. Speaking as the co-chair of the building committee, Dave was an absolutely critical member of this project. He spearheaded the appropriations process, which for anybody who was paying attention during that, took some time. There were some challenges to it. Dave was front and center during the whole thing. He also spearheaded the negotiations with our design team and with the construction management team on the contracts with those groups. Unfortunately, we have no choice but to continue forward without Dave. We are filling his shoes. They're very, very big shoes to fill, but his absence will be felt. So if we could we just take a moment, have a quick moment of silence to remember Dave? He's a good friend, and like I said, will be very deeply missed. Okay, so today, where we stand today, while we are here at a groundbreaking, nominally, we are 3 months into the actual construction. But the project that we're working on has been underway since 2021, when the educational specs were issued and a charge of responsibility was issued for the building committee. Getting to this point has required the immense support of a number of town bodies who I'd like to recognize and thank for all their help, all their input. Darien Public Schools, first and foremost, Dr. Adley, Kevin, Nestor. The Board of Education, now chaired by our co-chair on the building committee, Jill McCammon. The Board of Selectmen, headed by First Selectman John Zagrodzky. The Board of Finance, chaired by Jim Palin. The RTM Finance and Budget Committee, chaired by Jack Davis. The RTM Education Committee, chaired by Ed Washeka. The Town Planning and Zoning, as well as the Planning and Zoning Commission, the Architectural Review Board, and the Department of Public Works all had significant roles in getting our project to where it is today. Special thanks to Dr. Adley and to our state representative who couldn't make it today, Tracy Mera. They've been our advocates in Hartford. As many of you know, this project is going to be partially funded by a state grant. And Dr. Adley and Tracy have been working the phones, working the room, handshakes, getting it done, getting us to the best deal we can get from the state so that our project is getting the maximum amount of state benefit. Along the way, while this project was getting stood up, we were asked a number of hard questions. We were challenged on many of our assumptions, and we were made to rethink certain aspects of the project to get us to where we are now. We also heard from folks within the town, and we heard from a number of school parents and neighbors on particular issues and concerns that they had with the project, and we tried to be as responsive as we possibly could. But again, none of this would have been remotely possible without the work of our design, engineering, and construction teams. ONGAP is well represented here today. Spearheading the project for ONGAP is Dave Cravanzola, and then the project manager, Scott Torrey. KG&D is here with Eric Kyer and Travis Schnell. Briley Gallagher are our mechanical engineers, and as you know, a huge portion of this project is replacement of the mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems in the school. And then Ty and Bond, who are our civil engineers, and again, as many of you know, a number of things that are being done in connection with the project involve work around the project sites. We will continue to lean on these folks very, very hard, and we appreciate everything that they've done to keep this project going. Lastly, before I turn this over to Jill, I want to thank the parents, the faculty, and the principals that are here. Natasha Torrey, Paula Blakely, Ross Cooper, the principals of the elementary schools. Thank you so much. We understand what a disruption this is for you and for your faculty and for your staff. We appreciate your patience. We appreciate your good humor while you work with us as we try to work with you so that you can have a functional school year. We're confident that the end product will be awesome and will be a real asset to the town. So again, thank you everybody for coming out, and with that I'll turn it over to my co-chair and to the chair of the Board of Ed, Jill McCammon.
Okay, thank you all for being here this morning. Thank you to Chris for getting involved in this. He had no idea what he was getting into, but he handily stepped in and has just really taken charge and led the way to get this project up and running. I am so excited to see this fence with the blue screen and hear the machines behind it and finally be up and running. So why are we doing this? What were we trying to do? There are a couple of things in Darien that we really care about. The first is we're a community, a small community. We care deeply about our neighborhoods. We are thrilled that we are renovating school buildings, bringing up to standard buildings that children, parents, grandparents have attended. And we can look back and say, I went to school in that area, in that neighborhood. It's still there. It's still serving the kids of our community as well as it did when it was first constructed. So what was going on in education besides a growing population? At the end of the day, elementary school is still delivered much the same way as it always was. It's still done in classrooms. But what we do inside of a classroom is a little bit different. We're looking now at a more individualized experience. So we need to right size many of our classrooms so that kids can meet in smaller groups. And we also reconfigured some of the classrooms to provide a few smaller classrooms so that we could also provide some more individualized instruction. That's a big change in schools, and that's a big component of this project, right-sizing classrooms. A second big component, not the exciting one for look and feel, is mechanicals. But our kids at these 3 elementary schools will now be going into school with air conditioning, and we're all really thrilled to be able to offer that. There are other mechanical things around the building envelope. There are also some security improvements. We're excited about all of those things, but certainly they're not going to be a big picture in the paper or anything. The third big component of this project is libraries. And this is an area where we really have seen elementary school education change. Yes, we're all still reading paper books in elementary school, and may we do that for a long time to come. But what we do in a library is very different. We do a lot of focus on research, a lot of time spent working on how you use your computer to accurately research, and we're doing, again, a lot more group work. So we're really thrilled that libraries are the third huge component of this project. At Royal and at Hinley, where the library buildings had outlived their useful life, those are coming down and they're being replaced by new library buildings. Not separate buildings, but new libraries attached to the building. At Holmes, where there already was a beautiful library building, we're renovating it. We're so excited that it's going to have the same look and feel, just a little modernized and more space. So at the end of the day, like I said when I began, we are so excited to be here. We're grateful to all of our partners in getting us to this point, and we're really thrilled to continue to be a center of educational excellence here in Connecticut. Thank you for your support up to this point, and thank you for all parents, children, administrators, teachers, government leaders, designers, folks in the construction industry, facilities in particular. Thank you to all of you for what you'll have to do to support us through the next 2 years. With that, I'll turn it over to John Zagorski, First Selectman. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. It's a real privilege to be here today. It was good that Chris thanked everybody that was associated with this project. But one person was left out, and that's Chris Price himself. I've had a chance to see him in action, and everything he does comes right out of his hide. This is a volunteer effort, and he deserves a big round of applause. Thank you, Chris. I also thank you for your tribute to Dave Martin. It's a loss for everybody, and your kind words mean a lot to everybody associated with this project, as well as everybody in town. One thing I've said publicly about projects like this is that they work and they come together because of the dedication and the quality efforts that we put forward to make them happen. The fact that these buildings here are actually being renovated and not torn down is a testament to those buildings being built at high quality back when they were constructed. It's true we did have to take down Ox Ridge, but I think that was built in the 70s, and that's a decade where no buildings were actually built properly, so it really was okay. But the fact that we have these buildings available for a renovation like this means that they were built well, and with this particular project, these buildings are going to last well into the future and provide education for Darien's children. So I really appreciate everybody working together, elected officials, construction officials, engineers, to make sure that this is the highest quality work possible. And with that, we'll be able to have school buildings like this that will serve everyone for years to come. So thank you everyone for coming today, and thank you for having me.
It's a beautiful morning. Good morning, boys and girls. How are you doing? Good. Could everybody else in all the white hats and the adults give a round of applause for the kids in all the yellow hats? I want to thank ONG Industries for placing that digger right over here so the kids could actually see it. Thank you for that. Much appreciated. You'll understand if I lead off just with a wee bit of redundancy and words of appreciation, but I just want to say on behalf of the staff and I, we are tremendously excited about what will be beautifully renovated buildings here. Many, many thanks to all the public officials who are here today, members of the community, leadership and membership of the HHR committee, boards of education, ONG and KG&D for all their work in the design and what's going to be the construction, is currently the construction of these exciting new buildings. You'll understand also if I shout out for Kevin and Nestor, who over the past couple of years and in the currently and in years to come are doing a lot of work behind the scenes and in front of the scenes for these buildings and for this to become a reality. So thank you to those people and also to their departments, their maintenance staff and their custodial staff. Just like to say that it's tremendously exciting with this. One of the greatest dignities of humankind is that they pay it forward to the young people of future generations. That's one of the greatest privileges and responsibilities we have. These buildings that soon to be adorned are a reflection of the investment from the Darien Public Schools and the investment of its young people and its youngest students for years to come. I will say that these particular buildings maintain the character of the original buildings. I think that's just a beautiful feature to have. And while doing that, they celebrate the differences within. But they all contribute to providing all our students across the town and in all the schools with an instructional equity and infrastructure equity to promote teaching and learning and to deliver a world-class education. And that has only been possible through the leadership and the anticipation and the vision and hard work of people in front of us and all those people who have come before us. So we thank all of them. The people who are most important in running these buildings are the principals. So it's with that, I'm just going to do a quick transition, and the three principals are going to come up in turn. Mr. Cooper, Paula, and Natasha will be up just to share a wee bit of the differences in character about the actual projects.
I think it just goes on top of us. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much, and thank you everybody for being here. My name is Ross Cooper. I'm the principal over at Hindley. I've been there for, get the photo up with the students. They matter most, so you're good. Okay. So I've only been at Hindley and in Darien for about 6 weeks, but I couldn't wish to have landed in a better place. And it's amazing to be in a community and an organization that's willing to do something like this for the benefit of the students, the teachers, and everybody that's involved. As has been kind of said already, a couple of the specifics that are going on over at Hindley right now. We're removing the trailers that have been there for many years. Central air conditioning, which is a huge hit. I've never been, as an educator, I've never been in a building with central air conditioning. Beautiful enclosed courtyards, which we can't wait to use. A new library or global learning center, which we're going to move to the other side of the building. And of course, new and cleaner arrival and dismissal procedures, which we are walking through just this morning with our two assistant principals, Ms. Davis and Ms. D'Amico. I could tell you that everybody, like I said, I've only been at Hindley for about 6 weeks, but everybody, students, staff, parents, families, is beyond excited about the benefits that it's going to bring to the school and the community. So thank you very much for everybody here, and I'll turn it over to Ms. Bleakley, principal of Holmes.
And I've been in Darien a little bit longer. This is my 13th year at Holmes School. And I have seen Holmes go through lots of transition, but this has to be the biggest one for sure. It's very, very exciting. We'll have a beautiful new entrance that will add character to our front facade, but will also hold on to the tradition that has been there since 1932. We'll have a beautiful new music room and instrumental music room. So our music suite will also be part of that new front facade. We will have 4 new classrooms for our students so that some of the classrooms we've had to use for specialists will now be dedicated spaces for specials, and then we'll have additional classrooms for classroom instruction. And then, like Hindley and Royal, we'll have a beautiful new library. So we're very excited. That will be definitely the centerpiece of Holmes School going forward, and a place that we'll all use often and with great excitement. So thank you to everyone here, and I'll turn it over to Ms. Torrey.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being at Royal School. And yes, our Royal Knights have welcomed you here today. So in addition to what is happening at Hindley and Holmes. I've also had the good fortune of being able to work at both Holmes and Royal. Behind you is where the new Global Learning Commons will live. So not only will children have access to high quality literature, but lots of high technology at their fingertips. Something that is unique to Royal is the addition of our new first and second grade wing. So that wing will come down next year for art and music, and the new first and second grade wing will come up in addition to the Global Learning Commons, which will provide right-sized classrooms and more classroom space for our students and our teachers, along with right-sizing all of the classrooms in the building and providing more classroom space across the school. So with that, on behalf of Paula and Ross, we want to thank all of you for your time, commitment, your energy, and effort in making sure that our school buildings run for children, and for your support of the student, staff, and families here in Darien. So thank you so very much.
So this is the informal and fun part. So we're going to take some photographs now, boys and girls, all right? So you guys, mums and dads, stay as long as you want. Take whatever. We'll get kids in with the photographs with the spades after the important people, maybe, right? But these are the most important people. We will have to get the kids with the spades, and they have their hats. They can take as many photographs as you would like. KG&D have put their renditions here. If you want to take a wee stroll around them, you may do that. I might suggest that we'll start with the building committee and any members of the town officials to take the first photograph there, and then we will, if you are here from KG&D or ONG and you need your own special photographs, we will take those thereafter. So we'll be here as long as we need to be for photographs, and we'll make sure the kids get in there too.